Manuel Sandoval.
How you doing? My name is Manny Sandoval, and I'm 50 Mason Drive. I'm here because I would like to make sure that I get a couple points out. I know that you guys are gonna be voting on the property revaluations coming up. All right, and right now, pretty much everybody's gone up from like 70% all the way up to 100%. I'm sure. I know mine's was 70% and then some. So I'm hoping that your mill rate will go from where it's at now to maybe hopefully less than 40, because otherwise it's gonna like kill a lot of people. There's a lot of poor people in my area. As you guys know, the North Oak area is very disenfranchised, and so I could see people losing their homes because of that. Another thing is that I know that the city needs to make money, but it shouldn't be making it off of the poor people, right? You have right now you just gave I think what is it, 25 years tax liens and stuff like that for the two buildings that just went up or going up. So hoping you guys can consider that stuff when you're doing that. Also, I know that I guess the city voted on. I didn't vote for it, but we voted on a new manager position, right? I hope that you take that into consideration, and maybe you got it across, you passed it. You might consider doing that way later down the road. Something that we don't need the expense right now, because I'm sure that expense is going to be up there. It's going to be a chunk of change. Somebody's going to get paid, and then you have all the insurances and everything that goes along with it, fringe benefits and stuff like that. So again, consider that when you think about the spending, because the people from the city that are poor can't afford that. And I know we're trying to get people out of here, but not that way, I hope anyway. Another thing that I would like to bring up is I need if you guys can put up a resolution against I think it's the Department of Sanitation. They currently are giving out tickets for stuff that's being put in front of your property. You call, the agency does not pick it up, and the next thing you know, you're getting a fine. All right. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay that they're giving out tickets just like that, but it's not okay even worse, because once you go in and you try to appeal it, there's no appeal process. That should not happen. There should be some kind of checks and balances. And currently, right now, there is no checks and balances. You go in there, they tell you no, you didn't. It is what it is. Pay the bill or get a lien. And I don't think that's right to anybody, because if you look across the town, some places are getting picked up right away, some places aren't. It depends where you're at. And so again, if you could please look into making a resolution to fix up the way that's being handled, right? Thank you. That's my time.
Thank you, Mr. Sandoval. Mr. Sandoval is the only person signed up to speak prior. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to approach and speak to the council? Second time, anyone in the audience who would like to approach and speak to the council? Third and final time, anyone wishing to participate this evening during public participation? Seeing none, I will close this evening's public participation at 7:04. The mayor will be with us shortly for the regular meeting. Thank you. And if anyone would like to respond, Alderman Ayalon.
Yes, thank you, Manny, for speaking up on important issues. I want to refer to your first aspect that you talked about, the revaluation. Mine went 50%. Your 70% multifamily housing went up to 100%. So I just want to add here that I looked up, and the information about removing people from their apartments, and more than 50% in Connecticut are done by 5 cities, and including New Britain. And so so a lot of people are getting kicked out of their houses here in New Britain. So this is another consideration we should look at when we look at the mill rate. Because if we are going to just reduce it a little bit, we're going to see a lot of evictions here in the city, even more than what we have now. So I think your point is very important, and we need to think about our residents. Regarding, it's not really a dialogue here, but the issue of sanitation that you mentioned at the beginning, at the end, is something we need to look at. If the city is responding well, one aspect is it responding well to calls to remove, and then getting a citations if they are not removed, even though they called. So I don't think that's right. There needs to be some kind of coordination. And it's the first time I heard there's no appeal system. I know there's appeal system even in the water department, but not with sanitation. I think that needs to be fixed. So thank you for alerting that, and I'll make sure the city would look into that. Thank you.
Any other alderperson wish to address? All right, thank you. The mayor will
Actually,
be
yes,
with
sir.
Okay. Alderman?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Through you. Couple of points that some of the information we just said is misleading because the mill rate does not affect tenants directly. It affects the property owner. We'll be talking in a few minutes, and I will get your phone number. We're going to talk about CWP and picking up the trash too, because I've had a property on North Street for a long time, and I understand some of the frustrations that you might be going through, but I assure you, I will help you to get to the bottom of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Final time. Seeing no one, the mayor will be with us shortly. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll get right started so we can get right down to business this evening. I would like to call to order this regular meeting of the New Britain Common Council. The time is 7:10 p.m. The date's January 25th, 2023. Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Alderpersons Dyson,
He's in the northern office.
He's excused.
Ayalon. Catanzaro.
Here.
Costa. Hargraves. Malinowski. Ortiz Luna. Pabon.
Excuse.
Southern office, okay. Russell. Rutkowski.
Here.
Sanchez. Skirpo. Sagara. Thompson.
Present.
Smedley.
Present.
12 present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Can we all please rise for the invocation, which will be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. O God, our Heavenly Father, you have blessed us with the gift of friendship and the bonding with persons from different cultures and nations. Bless our friends from Atsugi, Japan, with health, wholeness, life, and love, as New Britain welcomes them to our city. We ask this in our name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As we all take a seat, I would like to take a moment to introduce our friends who are here from our sister city in Japan, and here with our sister city committee members, Peter Kilduff and Gary Robinson. Thank you guys very much. Please don't yell at me if I do not pronounce your names correctly, but I'm going to try. So with us tonight, we have from the Sister City Relations team, their team manager, Yumi Ito. Very nice to meet you. Thank you. Also with the Sister City Relations team, we have Ki Yoshizawa. From our partner college, which we hope to reestablish connections with Central Connecticut State University with, from Shohoku College, we have Toshiyuki Yamagata. And the translator, Mitsuho Tanaka. Did I do okay? Okay, all right. I have just a couple facts about our sister city. It's not something that a lot of us talk about frequently, but the city of New Britain has been sister cities with Atsugi, Japan. They were our first sister city. That deal was signed on May 31st in 1983. Atsugi has a population of about 225,000 people, so a little bit larger than us. It is a port city, and through the late 19th century, Atsugi became a very important commercial center for the surrounding agricultural region. They're also a center of education and culture, as well as industry, communications, and technology. There are 2 Sony Technology Centers, and Nissan's Automotive Major Research Center and Development Centers are located in Atsugi. The city is also an important to American defense interests. They are linked with the largest U.S. Navy air base in the Pacific Ocean. Their North Shore College was founded by the Sony Corporation, which has sponsored a student exchange program annually with Central Connecticut State University. And in 2008, when former Mayor Tim Stewart hosted the New Britain Sister City Steering Committee, they commemorated the 25th anniversary of the Sister City relationship with Atsugi, where my parents took a trip to Atsugi, and that is one thing that I'll never forget. So I do have some gifts that I would like to give to you this evening. Hold on, I'm going to come around. Thank you. It is a wonderful thing to have our sister city relationship with Atsugi still be strong, and we're just really grateful that you came all the way here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have not too long of an agenda tonight, so we'll catch up after the meeting. So I'd like to move along. I don't see any minutes this evening, Alderman Smedley,
That's correct, ma'am, no minutes.
and amendments.
I make a motion to amend the agenda by withdrawing item number 1.
I have a second by Alderman Thompson. Any questions or comments on amendments to the agenda? Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Alderpersons Ayalon,
Here, yes.
Catanzaro,
Yes.
Costa. Hargraves. Malinowski. Ortiz Luna. Russell. Rutkowski.
Yes.
Skirpo.
Yes.
Sagara. Thompson.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
12-0, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Mr. Clerk, I see 5 petitions tonight.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay,
Number 1 from Alderman Ayalon for the Public Works Department to provide an update on the Overlook Avenue drainage issue and steps the city has or will be taking to correct drainage problems and flooding in the area.
oh, sure thing. We'll send that to the Department of Public Works, please.
Okay, number 2 from Alderman Ayalon for the appropriate departments to provide information for the following. The city has recently switched to a quarterly billing system and to a more online system of collection water usage data.
I will send that to the Revenue Department.
Okay. Number 3 from Alderman Ayalon for the appropriate departments to provide information as to why the city has not followed the law by ensuring the city's Fair Rent Commission meets, issues minutes, establishes community hearings, and ensures the commission uses its authority to give rental relief.
We'll send that to the Mayor's office.
Okay. Number 4 from Alderman Rutkowski for the appropriate departments to conduct a traffic study in the area of Hillhurst Avenue and Slater Road.
Police Commission, please.
Okay, and from Alderman Smedley for the proposed revision to the zoning ordinances.
To send that to the Zoning Committee and also to City Plan.
Great, thank you. That's it, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Alderman Smedley, move along onto the consent agenda tonight.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept consent agenda of items A, B, C, D, and E.
I have a second by Alderman Malinowski. Are there any questions or comments? Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Alderpersons Ayalon.
Yes.
Catanzaro.
Yes.
Costa. Hargraves. Malinowski. Ortiz Luna. Russell. Rutkowski.
Yes.
Skirpo. Sagara. Thompson.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
12-0, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Resolution number 1 tonight was withdrawn, so we'll go on to resolution number 2. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 2.
I have a second by Alderwoman Ortiz Luna.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution is related to the purchase of software for the city's assessor's office for the amount of $11,653 to Vision Government Solutions for the software maintenance and technical support of the city assessor's office appraisal software. And I do urge adoption. It's fantastic to use online.
Thank you, Alderman Smedley. Are there any questions or comments on this? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 3 tonight, Alderman Russell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 3.
Second.
I have a second by Alderman Smedley.
Item number 3 is for a 23 cubic foot vaccine refrigerator that will cost $8,803.57. This refrigerator will replace an existing 13-year-old refrigerator that requires recent maintenance. It is important for us, it is important for this refrigerator because the health department stores thousands of dollars worth of vaccines that are used daily. Therefore, it needs to be stored in a refrigerator that's in good shape. So there will be no waste of vaccine and money. I urge an adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderman Russell. Any questions or comments on this item? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you. I make a motion to accept item number 4 and refer to the Committee on Planning, Zoning, and Housing.
I have a second by Alderman Malinowski.
Thank you. This will be discussed in committee. It's a cleanup of language related to parking permits. I do urge adoption,
Thank you.
or referral. sorry.
Referral. Any questions or comments on the referral? Mr. Sagara?
Yes.
There you go. You got it.
Could somebody explain what we're talking about here?
Alderman Smedley?
Yeah, absolutely. Through you, Madam Mayor. Alderman, this is going to be a cleanup of language, and we'll discuss it in detail in the committee level. There was an antiquated process for parking permits available to some residents in the city. And it no longer applies because we have plentiful parking on streets and in public metered lots now. So we're going to work on cleaning the language up so that we can have up-to-date ordinances.
So that will be cleaning the language or changing the process?
The process has been in place for quite some time, and no one has actually applied for or held one of these permits for a period greater than 10 years. And the parking spaces that it referred to actually have been expanded upon, no longer really exist in the Arch Street area. So this language is no longer needed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It will be discussed more in the committee level 2, where Mr. Delgadillo will be present to have the conversation. Any other questions or comments on the referral? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before we adjourn this evening, a point of personal privilege, please, from Alderwoman Costa.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, everybody. I know this is supposed to be quick. I'll make it fast.
Nope,
Part of,
it's worthwhile.
okay. Part of the privilege of being in this role is that we all get this incredible opportunity to participate in lots of different events. And last night, I participated in an event. I don't know why this always makes me so emotional, but I really love this program so much and all of the work that they do in our city. So last night I attended the first annual Local Prevention Council Recognition Dinner and their year in review. So the Local Prevention Council has done extraordinary work to lift our city over the last 3 years. Their accolades are countless. They have awards that cities will never see, and a lot of cities are looking to ours for leadership and guidance on best practices for prevention. It's pretty remarkable to be put on the map that quickly through a pandemic, and it speaks volumes to the leadership in that area. But also to our incredibly dynamic and charismatic students that participate in the Youth Prevention Council. And so last night we had just a really fun dinner. Lots of those dinners can sometimes get dry and boring, but this particular event was led by all of the students. They did a great job emceeing, all of them. They all participated. And their ages 13 to 17. So for anybody who thought maybe that we had some adults, they're not. They're 13 to 17 years old. They work together to create programming, events, education, messaging, and all of it to prevent substance use. When I was their age, in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have programming like this. We didn't even know to have these conversations. And these students are leading a conversation. They're generating the message. They're changing the narrative about, you know, prevention and substances. And it's really inspiring to watch. I'm really hopeful for our future. They're talking about things that are taboo, and they're sharing them with their peers and their teachers and anyone that will listen, community members. Our police department was in attendance last night. We had several nonprofits there, OIC, YW. Our school district was there. There's a ton of support for this program and for these students, and it's what they've achieved and what they've accomplished is really remarkable. I'm in awe of them every day and all of the work that they do. I cried. I cried last night. I'm really proud of them. I always get a little emotional. I don't think that it's a particularly easy message for them to share. I don't think so, right? Because I'm older than them, a lot older than them. So the subject's always been taboo. We don't talk about these things like a lot of other things, but because these children are talking about subjects that have for so long been uncomfortable, they're normalizing a conversation that we really need to be normalized. And to change behavior, we need to make it a popular message. And that's what they're doing. And they do it every day through education, sharing, and through lots of programs. So I just want to let everybody know to save the date for May 13th, because this is one of the programs that they're putting out there. It's the Prevention Palooza. And so I hope I see everybody there. They have meetings regularly every month. You know, if you guys have it in you to attend a meeting, go visit them, see what they're doing. It's always exciting. If you can't get there, send a couple pizzas up because they always appreciate that. They love it. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the leadership in that area. Mallory Dupre is a rock star. What she does every day is incredible. She makes connections, she networks, she builds relationships. You know, this city really stands on the shoulders of people like Mallory every day. Omar McDo is incredible. He's iconic. He's been here forever, and he really does love those kids immensely. He loves those kids. He enjoys them. Listening to him talk about them last night, it's easy to see why it's such a successful program and how the kids feel really supported. And then Tashonda, you know, she's just a cherry on top. She educates the kids, she gives them activities, she's always thinking outside of the box the best way to do things. Her negotiation skills and relationship building across cities, across departments, across, you know, within the city with our partners is remarkable. And I am so grateful that they work here and that they're supporting our city. And so I would just ask all of you, when you have time, send them a message of gratitude. Let them know that we support them. Encourage the work that they continue to do, and be inspired. It was really a wonderful, wonderful evening last night. Alderman Russell and Alderman Smedley were there with me last night. I'm sure they can attest to the greatness. I'm excited about them, and I could keep going on, but I won't. So thank you for the few minutes to talk about this. It was really a remarkable event.
Thank
love
you,
them.
Alderwoman.
I
Thank you. Thank you. We're very proud of them. To kind of tie it all together for everyone, just because I didn't realize how confusing it could be when I was trying to explain it to the crowd last night about how the local prevention council is formed. So you have the Community Services Office, which houses the Youth Service Bureau, which is a part of the New Britain Recovers Initiative, which has the local prevention council as a prong of that. And then you have your Youth Leadership Council that's a part of your local prevention council, which was who's leading the event last night. I didn't realize how deep that went until I was trying to explain it to everyone there, and we got lost. Yeah, but it's a lot of great work and a lot to be proud of. So thank you, Alderwoman, for so eloquently describing the evening. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Made by Alderman Smedley, seconded by Alderman Catanzaro. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. The time is 7:29 p.m. Good night, everyone.